afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Flower Patch. My name's Iris Smith, where I make beautiful artificial flower arrangements for all occasions. Welcome, guys. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. Excuse me, I've got a sweet in my mouth, candy. Right, today we're going to do a 16-inch grapevine wreath. I had to get this big one out. I don't usually do bigger than these unless the customer requests it. And we're going to use a sign and a bow. Now I'm going to go straight into the sign and the bow. And I've purchased these from Kerry's Wreaths for all occasions, again, and the ribbon. I've been waiting for it to arrive. It came yesterday. And well, that's it. Today I just had to do it. I'm like a kiddie in a candy store. I see it, I want to have it straight away. So this is the sign, guys, a welcome sign with all different coloured butterflies on. Isn't that beautiful? It is metal, so it's not wood, so if it rains it won't get wet. Well, it'll get wet. But it won't the rain won't seep into it and ruin the wood. So we've got that, and the ribbon, guys, the ribbon. Oh my good gracious me, I have had to have this butterfly ribbon. When I saw Kerry showing it us on a live and selling it, I ordered it immediately. It's a 2.5-inch deluxe ribbon, and I absolutely love it. I've added just 2 loops of the green sage green burlap in it as well, because it is fused on the back in sage green as well. So I've just had to have it. But doesn't that look fabulous? A marriage made in heaven. So we're going to do that, guys. So I'm going to quickly go through what we've got and what we're going to use. Now, I've got out my Boston fern. I want to add in some of that. Now, I've cut a few off, but I've left the bunches out here because I think I'm going to need more than these that I've chopped off. Some of our eucalyptus for our background or backdrop foliage. I've got some of this. It's in purple because we're doing a mixture of colours. And it's a bit like a coral. Not in colour, but you know what you get under the sea. But it's in like a lilac with a bit of darker purple to it as well, like a two-tone. So I thought we could add that in for some different texture. And I've got 3 packs out, but again, guys, I've got to have the picks out. It's got all different colours in, the yellows, the purples, the pinks, some lavender, some berries, some pine, some fern, and etc. So I think these are, if I can remember correctly, is it 90619, something like that, the code. It's all, these are imported from America as well. So I've got 3 of those out also. Now, I don't usually use these a lot, but I decided I'm going to add them because I'm not really a fan of this flower, but I don't know why. But I think it's because I'm one of these, it's used a lot in a lot of, even when I did real flowers, a lot in like sympathy flowers, weddings, bouquets, arrangements, and it is the carnations. I'm really not that much of a fan of them, but I do have them in stock. So just in case the customer would like them, I've got them in several colours. So I just thought we're going to add some of the spring carnations in. And one of my utmost favourite, and there were when I did the real flowers, Veronica. Absolutely adore Veronica. Now, I've got a mixture of colours out here. Some are slightly two-toned with the pink and the white. Some are just pink, and some are like a very pale pink. And I've got the odd white in as well. I'm not sure which ones I want to use. I've placed a few on picks. I've cut a few down ready. So I haven't got to be chopping away. And it's our cabbage roses in lilac. Aren't they just pretty? They are just such a pretty colour. So we've got those as well. And I've got, because we've got orange on the sign and the bow, I've cut some down ready again, but I haven't put the bunch back. But here is our orange myrtle. And again, this is something else I love. I love the movement, how it moves in the wind. It's just that nice flow I like. I've only taken 5 out what we used yesterday, but some of ours still be but in yellow. I thought I'll just add 5 stems of those. And then I've got a bunch of blue and also like a, I'd say like a sage, very pale sage with a, you can see a bit of the green undertone of our butterflies. So that's what we've got. So I'm going to bring the camera down and we're going to get started, guys, because I really am looking forward to this. So I've just got to keep an eye on my camera because earlier, just before I started, it went off. So I'm hoping it just doesn't go and do that in the middle of doing a video where I'm going to have to do part 1 and 2. So let me just bring the camera down and we'll get started. So let's come in a little bit. Now this may be quite big. I'll bring it here. I haven't got a lot of greenery. Again, it's more floral than greenery. Oops, what's that? So, and I'm considering having the sign here, some around this area, and it's just thinking where I'd like to place the bow. Do I bring it up here near the top and bring this slightly further down and have it like so today, instead of centralizing the bow, bring it further up and we'll do it from there. So I'm going to attach first of all our sign. I'll attach the bow to further along. I just wanted to attach our sign. It already comes with the holes in. So, oops, a daisy. I wonder if I've got any different colours so you can't see the wire. I could use maybe the white. If I can. Or do I use the white? Let's just have a look, guys. Maybe the white. So I'm going to need 2. These are a bit more tough than the green wire that I use. A bit stronger. So we're going to place it around here. So it doesn't look too odd. I'll have to use my needle nose pliers because the wire is exceptionally stiff. So I'm just going to turn that over. I wonder if we can take that off. I don't like to see stickers made in China. There's a lot of things made in China. I'll get that off in a minute, guys, when I've attached it. we'll just turn it upside down and push the wire back into the wreath. That's one. I want it quite further down. I don't want I want it sort of like at an angle with the bow. You don't have to have it this far down. I did have an hole puncher to make holes into signs, and it broke, and I've not replaced it since. I can just get this in. I'm going to have to bring and then turn that one upside down as well. We can pop that back a bit further in. Now let's see if I can. I'm going to try and turn it a little bit more over because it is. So let's try this one as well. And let's see if I can get the tag off. I don't know about you today, guys, but the weather here isn't very clever. It's raining, and it's given rain on for the rest of the week. So I hope you've got better weather. I know I had a message from a lady saying it's snow where she is in the States. We've been told that we may get some more snow towards the end of the month. Just bring that there. Right. So what I'm going to do is place in our eucalyptus. I think I'm going to have to cut some more. I'm going to start here near the sign. I want some foliage around the sign. Oops, I've got two there. They're not very, I haven't really cut them up in big chunks like I usually do. So I'm just going to go all the way around. This wreath is a little bit loose, as I call loosey-goosey. I'm going to stand up, guys. Oh, this one's a little bit more full. nothing on that one. Thank you for all your messages last night. I was answering them concerning the new business that I'm setting up. Some of you I noticed are struggling to find the page on Facebook. So like some of the others, if you email me, whether it be your email address and email me, or message me on Messenger, I can send you the link to it so you can get onto it, because the lady said she was having trouble finding it, so I sent her the link. Well, that seems to have worked out pretty well, guys. If I need any more, I'll just cut some. So I'm going to place in, again, I've placed some on picks. So we'll place in our fern. I don't know how many I need. So I'll just drop one off. So I'm going to do the same with these and just go around. Because the wreath is quite loose, you can tighten it up, get some binding wire, and just go where it is quite loose and just attach it around, or go all the way around. I think I'll be okay. If not, I may have to place some in. Like here it's quite loose, so I'm following the grain of the wreath. Especially if you've got a loose one and some come out the back, it can make the stem prone to anything falling out in strong winds, because it's so loose and it's not really got anything to attach or bind to, because it is very loose. Like that, I felt went through. Let's just have a look. I can't see anything. I've got a leaf there, what's broken off. I can't use that. Let's just grab. If I need any more or any different foliage, I'll just add that in. Place that on there. I'll place one here. I've got a feeling I've placed the wreath too tight. I may have to put something under here just to lift that centerpiece, because it is sinking in. So we'll just put these to the side. If I want, I could use some of these ferns on top. Now, you can either put these in, let me take the tag off, as one, or with, you can pull them apart and place them individually. You know, you can pull them in thirds, place them in that way. And again, I love these because they're already made for you. You just got to have fun and open them up. And they've got a little bit of a twiggy bit on the top as well, which, you know me guys, I adore twiggy bits. And I've also stated to people who I've taught, if you've got a bush on the garden and it drops its leaves in the winter time, just cut a few twigs off. I'm going to break this up. Cut a few twigs off and then use those as your twiggy bits in an arrangement. I tend to just wash mine down if I do that and just place on a bit of self-adhesive glue or hairspray, just to keep anything from, you know, just coming off, any bark or anything like that, which is quite helpful. So I'm going to bring one up here. Isn't that pretty? So I'm going to place on the glue. Again, if you don't have a glue pan, just use your glue gun. Now I've put plenty of glue on that because I don't want it to move. Let me just wipe some of that off because there's a bit too much glue. And I'm going to put one here. And just get that in. Oops, I've got it tangled. See, I do have these here on I bought a bunch of them because I like them so much. I had to get some in stock. We'll bring one coming out. I think in America you could get these anywhere really. Hobby Lobby. I don't know if you can buy them from Deco Exchange. Michael's. I've seen Jenny's Wreath Boutique, is it? She's gone shopping in Michael's and they have some wonderful things. So let's just grab another one. I've got some with what are from the UK here as well. Let's just pull that one off. with flowers, purple flowers on. So if I feel I want to add some of those, I'll add those in as well. You can't not love these. These are just divine. So as you can see, I'm going right to the end. I'm going to place in 5, I think. Let's get the other one with the twiggy bit. If I need, I may place in the 6th one coming in, instead of just having that one by itself and having a leftover. Usually with the spring arrangements, you know, myself, it's just the way I do it. I tend to I like to use flowers that look like new growth, that are just starting to bloom because it's coming to springtime. And more in the summer, I will use more fuller flowers, depending on how I feel. But I do usually do it something like that. But these are like all little flowers, that are spring flowers just starting to bloom. I think I'm going to bring this one in. Saves me having it loose and by itself. Let's bring it down here and just bend it slightly inwards. I'm not going to cut any of the flowers off if they're going over. I'll just bend them because they're wired and just manipulate them into a position where they're not taking up too much room on the side. Oh, I've got another leaf that's popped off. I don't know where that is. So, but that's what we've done so far. So I'm not going to use the other one. And again, I'll bow. I want that. Let's just see. That's there. So I may bring this up here. I don't want it where it looks like it's directly opposite. So if I pop this in now, I'll get my weaving needle. So how do I place the tail ends? I don't want the tail ends going over the sign, so I'll bring the tail ends coming outwards. If I just turn it over and excuse me. Right, I've just spotted one. See, I can't cut that because it's too short to get my clippers in, so I'll bend that over and back into the stem. Again, I can't really grab them with the cutters. Oh my goodness, I don't know why that keeps following me. So we've got our beautiful bow. I'm going to bring some of the pick through again so it looks like the ribbon is growing within the foliage. I'm going to pull that tail end down here, I think. Oh no, I'm going to leave it out. Let's leave it out for now. Because I'll probably change my mind. So I'll place that there. Right, so I'm going to add in some of our myrtle. Again, I've cut quite a bit down really. Some smaller, some longer. And I'm going to want to just add these in. I cut smaller ones, maybe if I wanted a few on top here. And the longer ones for around the sides. So if I place one in here, bring the other one there, around the end here, and I'm placing these more on the outside of the wreath. Let's see where all the bigger ones are that I've chopped. So here. So I'm going to bring this one in also. Just around here on the outside. I'm trying to give them a similar spacing. I think on there I'll use a smaller one here coming out. I don't want it too long. I've got another, have I cut another long one, or do I need to? I'm going to just have to take this band off, guys. On this occasion, I don't mind if they are sticking out. It's part of the design. Let me place that one here. So again, there's things popping up at the moment because I'm moving around with them. I've got, like I say, the smaller ones. I might bring some the smaller ones that I've chopped down. Bring these on top. Let's have a look. Another one. Let me just cut this one down a little. I'm placing one more. I need a smaller one than that. I don't know whether I have one. So I'm going to have to cut this one. I think, let's just have a look. Oh, what's that one? What's that one? I found one. I found one. And then I'm going to place another one just in there. So I'm not going to place in any more of the myrtle. So let's just place this together. So we now have our beautiful myrtle in the way. Oh God. Da da da. Okay. Just keep fluffing. Excuse me, guys. Give some of the arrangements some movement. So that is those. Now let's have a look at our purple cabbage roses. I get 5 out. Oh, I've got a tickle at the back of my throat now. Let me just place in that leaf that's popped up. Let me just come and check the video, guys. Oh, lovely. It's stuck. So, I'm wanting to bring these on top. I think with the yellow, let's just have a look at these. I'm going to have to take them off. I would like the carnations on the outside, I think. Yeah, with against the orange. So the purple can go on the top. Now, before I carry on, I'm wanting to lift that. So I need something under there that will keep that upright. It's just under here. So if I cut off a bit of, I've done this before. Let me see. Must remember, let me use a bit of the carnation stem. Now what I've done before, I've cut off a piece of plastic stem, and I've pushed it, put a bit of glue on the end, pushed it under there so it just leans it up. But sometimes it can be quite difficult to get it in place, so I'm going to use my needle nose pliers. Put a bit of glue on. So I'm just going to lift, let me just move those out of the way. Lift that there, and there it's lifted it up. Now you'll still see a bit of the stem there, but that will get covered. And that's just to lift it up a little bit where it was drooping down. So when we place in our other elements, that will cover that quite well. So let's just cut the tips of, placing our cabbage roses. I'm going to bring it in here. So that can go over the stem. And what I'm going to do, because if the wind blows, that will show, or it may show. So what I'm going to do is get your glue gun, put a little bit of glue on that stem, what you can see. Grab a leaf from the flower that you've just put in, like the cabbage rose, and glue that leaf over the top of it. So that's what I do to hide some of our mechanics. Now, let's just bring one in down here as well. And I'd like another one here. And I may just bring this one slightly a little bit more out here. Or I could just bring it in. So let's cut down the stems a little bit. And to bring some of these berries in. I'm just manipulating some of them to go in different directions. So I'm not going to add any more of those in. I wanted to bring in some of the Astobe. Again, I've using this as a bit like a bit of a filler foliage as well to cover up some gaps. Bring one in here also. And then I'm going to bring one either end up, or should I say one up here. Now I've got one left. Do I bring... I'm going to bring this on the end, even though I've not brought the other one on the end. Yeah. I'll add that in there as well. So let's just curl it up. Sometimes I curl up my tail ends while I'm working just to keep them out of the way. Right, so now I'm wanting to bring in the carnations on the outer side. Bring some of that yellow where the orange is. I'll just cut that twiggy bit. I'm going to cut them down into single pieces. Because they do come like that. But just so I can have a little bit more control with them, I'll cut them down. So let's cut that one. So again, I'm going with, I can see some orange myrtle on the outer side. I can get this in. And usually where I've just cut the other one, you can see that little piece there. I do like to just bend the stem, and you can see it now sticking up with, and then I just cut that right down so we haven't got that showing. So it blends it in and just looks like a normal stem. And this one as well. And then I'll place in one more, and we'll bring that down where this myrtle is here. Oh, I don't know why that one won't go in. Let me place some more glue on. I'm going to cut the bottom of the stem at instead of a 45-degree angle, I will cut it at a 22, which is much sharper, and hopefully that will make it easier to place in our wreath. Yeah, there we go. So now we've added in our carnations, our lovely lemon colour. Now I've got this. I want to use this as, I think, filler. And just bring some of these in as depth. Maybe we'll have a look. We'll just take off the stems. It's very much of a wild effect. Again, things just freshly blooming. Now you get 5 pieces on here. And again, I keep these stems that this was on. So if I need to, like the bunny yesterday, place a pick in it to attach it to a wreath, then I use things like that. So I do save those. Now, I'm just going to see if that looks nice. Is it a long piece or is it a short piece? I may have to get some filler foliage. I think I don't really want that in as our filler. Now I've got some patchouli, some bigger one, so I could incorporate with it being variegated, have some of that in. Now I think because we don't have really purple on the outside, I could bring some of these stems as they are, just around. I'll place them just near the edge of the wreath, not quite on the edge, just slightly going on the top. And again, give that some movement. These 3 pieces are much longer, so where I have longer gaps, I could place those there as well. Put those in. So that's one. I think I may need another piece of stem on the bottom as well. On there. And I think I could do with the one just around here as well. Place that there. So I've added in, I'm not going to add any more of that in because we've still got our butterflies. I'm going to place in, I think, the blue. Is the two, oh, there's two butterflies on one stem. So let's get some of our patchouli. Oh, I've got some of what I've placed on single pick, so I can place, oh, that's good. I can use those. So let's get some cut, and we'll use these as depth. So I'll cut them quite short. And I will just dot a few around. Oops. Again, where I feel I'm in need of just a little bit of something in. There's no particular placement of these. It's just where I feel that one could be. Like something could be done there, but I may place in something else there. I'm going to bring one slightly here as well. Let's bring one up here near this bow. Doesn't that look lovely and wild? Oh my gosh. It's just my sort of thing. I love anything like this. With lots of movement, lots of variety of florals and wispy elements as well. Hello? Hello? Yes. Oh, steady.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And then, sorry about that, guys. It's my postie. And bring some in here as well, just to give that variegation here where there's a lot of just, oh, I've just pulled that off. Oh my good gracious me. Where there's just a lot of plain green foliage. So bring in a bit of the variegated foliage with it. Just so it's not looking just too, you know, much of that one colour in one area. So balance it out by adding something with it to break that up. Could do with one here as well. Looking, and something's drawing me here to place one. So let's just bring that there. So we've done that as well. I've still got some spare here gaps. So no, I need something larger for that area. Something a bit more broader leaf. Probably some salal or eucalyptus. Something what's just got slightly wider leaf. So we'll have a look at that. Now let's have a look at our wonderful, wonderful Veronica. I can't even remember where I got these from. There's a tag on it. It doesn't say the name of the shop. Now let's have a look. I quite like that. Have I got some ornaments? I quite like that actually. It's a bit darker. Oh, I've got some single picks here. Oh my gosh, that's handy. With the darker ones. The rest are in bunches. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of the single picks. So I must have used those last year and not used them all. So I'm going to dot these around the 7. Let's cut them down. So I'll place them all around the same. 2 have got leaves on. So I'll place them around the same length. And then just cut at the bottom. Now the ones with the leaves I'll place on either end. So let's get the ones with the leaves. Or do I place? No, I'm going to place them actually here. There's a little bit of a gap. So with them having leaves, it will fill up that little area. Do that one there as well. Let me just bend that one over a little. I don't want it sticking upright. So we'll need a little bit of colour here again. It's just the foliage. So let's balance it by adding in some of our colour. Oops, that's not even gone in. That's odd. There we go. And where there's all like a lot of green in colour, bring a bit of the pink in with it. And here as well. I'll bring one here around the bow. And I'm going to bring one in the centre. Along with these pieces of greenery, let's bring those out. As well. So we've got in our Veronica. You can, if you can't get hold of Veronica, you can always try the other one. What's very similar to the Veronica, which is Salvia. I've got that as well. Let me just grab some and I'll show you. There's really not much difference. That's the wrong bush. And when I say there's not much difference, there really isn't, guys. Here's a single pick. They've got the very similar leaves as well. But that's got 3 little pieces on, and these only have 1. So they're very, very, very similar. So if you can't get one, try if you can get the other. Or if you can't find any of that, then just maybe try and get, what's the word, guys? Lavender. You could use that with it being long and similar shape to these. I don't know if I should put a few of the lighter pink on the outside. I may need to cut those down though. Yeah, let's try a few of the lighter pink. So I'm not going to need any more of those. So what I'm going to do is just, because you get several on the stem, so I'm going to cut these off individually as well. I may not use them all, but at least we've got them. I think that one needs to be cut down a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm going to see if I can get a few of these on the outer side with me using the darker ones on the top. So it just shows that different colour. I'm going to place one in here. I mean, you don't have to place any on the outer side if you're happy with just those on the top. I just like to now the wig on here. I like it to sort of like balance out with what I'm using on top, take down underneath here as well. Now I've got one more. That will place in here. So then I've got those on the bottom as well as on the top here, but just in a different tone. So now we come to our butterflies. Doesn't that look really, really pretty? I'll have to see what I want to do. Because this is in the way, I may have to just bend that over. I don't mind that. We'll loop that a little. What I wanted to do was the other part of the sign and lift this end up as well. Just move. I wonder if I can do it from behind. I've got it in the wrong place. That's a bit silly of me. Let's pull it out and do it again. I have seen people where they I have actually seen somebody, not recently but before, placing a little stone underneath and glue the stone in. That was a little trick of theirs, but it's not something that I would do myself. There we go. There we go. So, isn't that pretty, guys? Doesn't that look very spring-like? Now, let's have a look at these butterflies. They're not very long stems, so we'll try our best with them. I want to place in one around here. I'm going to use them all. Now I've gone outside, so I'm going to lift and bring this one just slightly more up to the top. Let's get it around the bow. I'm not placing them too much in, like on the side, on the top. I'm not placing these some right on the bottom because I'd like it to be around where it's noticeable. So I'll lift it through or weave it through so it's seen. And then we'll place another one up here. A lady was saying to me last night that she likes hers to look, stand far from the wreath, so it looks like they're flying above it. I've done that many times. If these were longer stems, I perhaps would have done that with these. But they're only quite small stems, so I can't really do much. I could extend the stems, but I think I'm quite happy having them like this. They look pretty. So we've got in our blue butterflies around. Now I still need to do something with here. As you can see, there is still a bit of foliage. Let's get it right. The wreath showing. Now, because it's such a light and airy, I think I'm going to use some sage leaves so it's not too dark. I've got some on single picks. Again, I always place things so many on single picks and leave so many bunches. It's just that, I know what I will use for filler foliage, like for this, for instance. So I will place some on single picks. I do it with the floral as well. Some I place on single picks. And I find it sort of like helps me when it comes to actually doing a video that I've got them already cut. Now I need something else in there. I don't want to use too many of one. I may just, here there's a gap here, so I may just place one either end of the wreath as well. Just there, so that's hiding that wreath, and do it the opposite end as well, because I can see a little bit of the grapevine here also. So let's just hide that one. So I'm not going to place any more of those in. I don't want too much of one thing where it's going to create a go on, what's the word, a ring. Oh my gosh, guys, I think something's wrong with me. Now what have I got? Right, I'm going to use, oh my goodness, what's this called? I've forgotten. Oh, I have forgotten. It will come to me, but it'll come to me when I'm not on the camera. Because it's like a little bit of colour. We'll add that in. Again, I don't want it to be just the green. Let's introduce some of the colour with the green down here. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to think of it, guys, why I'm doing it. It's quite popular here. I can't think. Have you ever had that problem where you're trying to think of what something's called? You know what it's called because you've used it and said the name of it many times. But something just like it's at the back of my head. I just can't get the word for it. And I'll put one here as well. So we've got that there. I may bring up the odd one here. How many more single picks have I got? Let's just use 4. Cut those, and I'm going to just introduce some on here as well. And I'm going to mix it up with the pick. I can get it in, that is. There we go. I'm going to do another one here also. And because there's a bit of a like cluster of green here, I'm going to break that up as well by placing in one of these. And I'm going to weave it through. Make sure it's also embedded or, you know, incorporated within the eucalyptus. And then I'm going to bring one up here. So there we go. I'm not going to add any more. Right, guys, so I'm not going to add any more. I'm going to leave it at that because it is full, very full, very big. You don't have to do it on the scale that I've done it. But isn't that pretty? That is really, really, really pretty, guys. I love anything. I love doing, I think I spoke to a friend of mine who does artificial. She likes doing Halloween. That's her favourite season. Now, my favourite season is spring. I absolutely love spring. And I love the, you know, variety and doing the new growth. It's basically because I'm going to put another salvia here, not salvia, myrtle. It's basically because I like the wispy bits, and I find with the spring it gives me that feel of new growth and everything's all just wispy and starting to grow, and that is what I like. I'm very much partial to anything like this. So I'm going to bring another myrtle. I can find a place to put it. So I want it here. There's too much of a gap between that one and this one. Can't get it in there. See if I can get it here. Yeah. So I've got that one there, and I'm going to do the same here as well. I'll just add in one more. So I'm going to cut a large one off. I'm going to add this one here as well. So that is our wonderful welcome sign, and again you can use it for summer. It's got beautiful colours. You see a lot. I don't know whether to just cut these down, especially the green one about here. Just have it sitting like that. Now I've got, yeah, I'm going to cut this bit off, and all I did was just fold over the edge. So it doesn't interfere with anything. Isn't that pretty? So let me just get my easel, and this is again a very busy wreath. It's lots of spring flowers. I'm going to have to hire this because it's so big. Oops. So let me just have a look if I can see any stems. Right, I can see the odd stem popping out. So always check once you've done. So I can't get those ones, they're only tiny, but I'd rather them be in than starting to stick out, and just bend them in. I have been asked if I do cover the backs of my wreath. I don't. Not the grapevine, definitely not the grapevine. If it was just a polystyrene wreath, then maybe I would, to hide the polystyrene. But other than that, guys, no. I find the grapevine wreath is quite pretty. I wouldn't want to cover it up. So, gosh, that is a big wreath. I'm going to just clear away all this mess and just get this out of the way. And we'll bring our wreath in. And we'll bring our camera back up so you can see. Oh my gosh, guys, it's so pretty. Look at that. That is absolutely adorable. Now, who wouldn't want that on their door? It is really, really pretty. You just get rid of this mess on the floor, guys. I don't know where that paper bag's come from. Isn't that pretty? Even if you've got longer pieces here, oh, here's my cat again. I've incorporated those. Come on, mush. You're wet. Oh gosh. Stay there. Stay there. No, stay there. Oh God, guys. Stay there. You can't come in front. People can't see. So, it's got lovely, pretty colours. Very spring-like. No, I tell you guys, he is naughty. You say no, he thinks yes. You say yes, he thinks yes. So, doesn't matter whatever you say, he thinks yes all along. So, anyway, with these long wispy bits, they add to that wispiness and, you know, on different stages of growth and different lengths as well, just to add in that. And plus it gives a bit of interest, and when the wind blows, they will move in the wind. They're very light. And then you've got like this corally foliage, what probably would look good in a fish tank. And then obviously the beautiful picks that I adore. And then we've got our stilby, our fern, our cabbage roses. Oh, that's bugging me, that. I can't remember what it's called. We've got some sage leaves in there as well. We've got our carnations again. I'm not a fan of carnations, but they do look pretty in here, especially this colour. I don't know why I don't like them. I think it's because I see them all the time and I worked a lot with them. I think, you know, sometimes, I don't know, maybe with some of you, if you work a lot with the same flower, for like when I did real flowers and all they wanted was carnations, I think you get to that point where you get a bit fed up of having carnations, so you go off them slightly. I think that's what I did with these. But they are pretty. They are, don't get me wrong, they are pretty. And again, we've got our myrtle, we've got our eucalyptus in there. I'm just going by what I can see on the back. Oops, there's a little bit of a glue on one of the leaves. Now it's dry, let's peel it off. So yes, if you get glue on some of your leaves and that, just wait till it's dry, guys, and then it will just come off exceptionally easily without ruining the actual leaf. I've got a bit of wood here, what's sticking out. I'll pull that off. So yeah, and then we've got our stunning Veronica as well. Again, one of my favourites. So, and this sign, I couldn't wait to use it. Oh, the ribbon. I think this sign with all the different variety of colours looks beautiful with the wreath. I had to bring in blue because it has got blue in. I could have brought in some blue floral, but I wanted all the, like, the softer tones. I could have brought in baby blue or dusky blue, but I thought no, I'll just dot the odd blue around. So you know, I could bring in some blue gerbras or something. You know, if I just grab them. I've got some baby gerbras. They come on the bunch. Let me just grab one bunch. But I could have brought these in again. They look like, some people call them daisy, gerbera daisies or daisy gerbras. But I could have incorporated some of that as well. I may actually do that after. But that is, it's a stunning thing. And with the lilac, because we've got a bit of lilac on the butterfly here. We've got the yellow, we've got the orange, we've got the green. There's no red on here. Hence the reason I haven't put red in. So I've gone with all the colours that we have on the sign. And obviously we've got brown right in here. Oh, the grapevine's brown. So there we go. But we have got the odd little twiggy bits here as well. What can sort of like represent that in the wreath or from the sign also. So overall, guys, I hope you like it, and I hope that you'd like to give it a go. Let's just twirl those around your finger, give them a bit of shape instead of just sticking out. We'll move that one over there. So I hope you give it a go and you have fun. Again, if you haven't got everything I've got here, don't worry yourselves, guys. You know, you haven't got to. Again, if you haven't got the Veronica and you can get hold of salvia, if you then use that. If you can't get Veronica or salvia, again, use the lavender, because it's a very similar shape to that anyway. It's long, so you could use that. If you haven't got the astilbe in these bunches that I've got, you just use a single astilbe. I've got lots of single ones. And carnations, if you haven't got carnations, what could you use? If you've got things like Morning Glory, you could use that, or pansies, or chrysanthemums, if you have those instead. So you could use those and add those. And I've got the patchouli here. If you haven't got that, then you could just use variegated ficus or variegated eucalyptus as well. And you know, that would look really well in it as well. And if you don't have the myrtle, I just stumbled by this off chance last year at some point. So I bought lots of it. I can't quite remember where I got it from. But if you haven't got things like this, then use cherry blossom or pear blossom, or you know, anything like that which has got several flowers on one stem, you know, and you could use that instead. And if you haven't got these cabbage roses, just use normal roses or hydrangeas or peonies, anything like that, guys. It would look fantastic. So I hope you give it a go. Please subscribe, share and like. Send it to everybody who you know to come and have a look at the really big spring arrangement we've done. Share it to them all, and maybe we can inspire, you know, your friends, family or colleagues to want to have a go themselves. So have a wonderful day. I will be back tomorrow. It is raining all week, so that won't stop me. I've now got to take some more photographs of some stock that I've got, and once I've done that, then I think I'll probably just finish in time for when I finish work. So have a lovely day, guys. God bless, good health, and thank you for all your wonderful comments. Keep them coming. And if you can't, for the people in the UK, if you can't find my new business page, it's called Leafy Luxuries Florist Supplies. It is only on Facebook at the moment, with it just starting out. I am in talks about getting a website built up. I haven't got one yet, so I'm just posting pictures on the Facebook account. But once I get more of a custom base, then I will start going down the website page. I don't want to jump in at the deep end and go straight for a website. and then I don't get no customers, and then I've paid a lot of money out for somebody to create a website for me because I can't do it. So I'm taking short steps. I'm not leaping in there and, you know, jumping in at the deep end, so to speak. So so if you can't find the page, then send me an email on theflowerpatch2401@gmail.com, and I will send you the link through the email, or if you can get me on Messenger under Iris Smith or even the Flower Patch, then just, you know, send me a message and saying you can't get onto Leafy Luxuries, then I will send you again the link. I haven't got a problem with that. So have a wonderful day. Keep your comments coming. Enjoy and keep creating, guys, because I know you're all wonderful and you're doing a fabulous job. So take care. God bless, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now. Bye-bye. So it seems a bit weird having the wreath over the opposite side because of my my pet animal. So there's the sign, guys, where you've got the blue, the bright orange, the greens, the yellows in, and also there is the ribbon as well. And you know what, I was looking at this ribbon and I looked at the blue one, which is there. I looked at the orange one, which is there. I looked at the yellow, which is there. Where's the other one? Oh, and this one here, which is like got multicolour and bits of stripe, which is there. So what's on there is on there, guys. Even that green one here on the sign is there, the green there. So it's a perfect match. So here are my cabbage roses, really pretty colour. Here is my myrtle, my lovely Veronica, the picks here that have come with all the little bits of wildflower and berries. Here's the stilby in white and yellow, the blue butterfly, and here's one. It looks cream on here, but when you take you're in person, it's got a bit of like a green undertone. And if I show you the carnations as well, I'm ever so funny about the carnations when I buy them, because some don't look realistic. So these do look realistic, so I hunt down the realistic look ones. There's the thing that looks a little bit what would go great in a fish tank. If I can, there we go. There's our patchouli, our Boston fern, our eucalyptus. This is bugging me, what this is called. I can't remember what else we've got in, guys. And obviously, and then our beautiful bow. If I've missed anything, my apologies. So I hope you have a wonderful day. It's very big. Give it a go, guys, and have fun, and take care. See you soon. Bye.